Yeah, just us. I don't think. Okay, good morning. Welcome back. Welcome, Tara and Rebecca. So it's just the three of us today. I think the rest, Lucretia, Josmara, and Judy, are all busy with their own agenda. So it's a beautiful, beautiful day today. I think it is, with the color all around us, although it's a bit cloudy. But anyway, I like it. So I hope you are feeling good today. You're looking forward to the day. So I thought today we're going to just talk about the basic again, mindfulness, meditation, and the bodily sensation. So go back to the basic a little bit and just to discuss a little bit about the mind as well as one of the senses. So before we go into that, I just wonder if you have any areas that you think we need to focus on in terms of bodily senses. Yeah. So, well, when we talk about the bodily sensations, what are we talking about? We're talking about the the hearing sense, the smelling sense, the feeling sense on our body, and taste. What else? The seeing sense, and then the mind, feeling of the mind, thinking. Yeah. So we have 6 senses, and I think the mind controls the other 5 senses. And every day we receive stimuli, receive information from the outside world constantly. We're constantly hearing things, seeing things, smelling things, tasting things, feeling things, and then thinking, reacting to our thoughts. So we are bombarded with a whole load of information. And so how does our body react to it?
Like after a while, it just has to just kind of put a wall between some of the stuff and process certain things. Pick and choose more, I guess you could say.
Yeah, maybe I'll sit next to you both,
Okay.
So I have the microphone here, so yeah.
Okay, I think after a while, just my brain only takes, kind of process out a lot of the junk naturally, and then lets in, because it's overwhelming. You have all kinds of things just coming at you all the time. That's why sometimes I'm not the best at communicating on my phone, is because I just don't want that bombardment in my life at that moment. I just kind of want to step back and just not be on that. Like, I refuse to get one of those watches. Because otherwise I'm just inviting more chaos into my life, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's for me.
Yeah. It's weird that you said that, because for a long time, I didn't wear a watch. And now, just in the last last few weeks, I got one for myself. A simple one, not an Apple Watch or anything, because I don't want too many information.
Yeah.
But I got one that just enough for me to know. I know the date and then the weather, and I can track my steps. Occasionally I check my blood pressure, my pulse ox, and my heart. And then it's funny that it reminds me to stand up and walk, and it reminds me to drink.
Okay.
So that's it. And then and it has one that has the breathe. Just for 1 minute, you do 8 cycles of deep breathing in and out. So the minimum.
Yeah.
The minimum, but
I like it.
So I'm wearing one now, which is weird because because I am worn a watch for so long.
Yes. Yeah.
But now I have one that gives me just what I need.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
And it's not like an Apple Watch. I don't talk on it. And so on. So that's good. But so like when we talk about sensations and when you say that you block out certain things, do you think that's automatic or do you think that is through training?
I think it's both, honestly.
Yeah.
In life, usually it's always kind of a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like at work, I block out the chaos so I don't hear them calling my name.
Yeah.
So that's me just, trying to block out the chaos.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like I said, with the Apple Watch, I have to make that choice to not allow that bombardment in. And sometimes it's like setting yourself up for success is kind of how I see it. And my house is already chaotic enough, so right, Cal? Don't need to add to it.
Yeah. So so we talked about the hearing sense most of the time, right? Yeah, because I think we react the most to the hearing sense. Not so, don't you think? Because we hear the noise coming from people or from objects, from machines and things like that. And I think for me, that's true. I mean, what you said about it being a mixture of the subconscious and the conscious awareness of how we react to the stimuli coming in, igniting our senses, is a mixture, of the subconscious and conscious mind. But with training, I think we become better and better at how we react to these stimuli. Yes, and how we become more in tune with our senses. And I think the mind helped us to decide what we want to retain and what we want to let go.
Yes.
So that means that the mind is the ultimate powerful sense, right? I think most of us, if we don't have that, the conscious mind leading the rest of the senses, including the subconscious mind. If we don't have that, then it's very hard. It's very hard to have the right reaction to all the stimuli that are coming at us.
Especially when you have a noisy house with parrots, you really have to, with the sound thing you're talking about, you really have to become at peace actually with the noise. And I think Kala just chooses headphones, but
it definitely helps. I don't like it when the birds are screaming because it hurts my ears. So the headphones are a nice buffer.
Now, when we do deep breathing meditation, so when you do the deep breathing, do you think about the smelling sense or the sense of the air going through your nose?
Not as much as I should. There's a grounding exercise I do when I think about it, where you go through the senses, and breathing is one of them, and smell and stuff. But no, I don't do it as much as I should.
Yeah. So what does that mean?
Which one? Like I'm not doing it as much as I should?
Yeah. Does that mean that you are not? Let's phrase it. Does that mean that you're not doing the meditation 100%? Like meditation is a paying attention, awareness to our senses and our thoughts and our surrounding. So to be completely aware of everything that is going on in our body and in the environment is very hard, right?
It is. I think sight kind of comes in, sound comes in, those other ones, touch, all of those are stronger senses that kind of breathing and smelling is like that. That's almost like the last on the of what I think about, and it's kind of interesting to think about that when it should all be equal instead of
right. So so and I think that's why when I try to meditate, like talking about the actual meditate when sitting down and being very focused, I like to light the incense stick.
Yes, I like incense.
And then it helps to heighten my smelling sense. But when you talk about the smelling sense, it has its own function and importance. If you think about healing, we talked about medicine. I'm always going back to healing. But recently, I was introduced into essential oil more by my nurse practitioner, who is very interested in essential oil. Previously, one of my patients had suggested it that I should look into it, but of course, in the office visit, I don't have time to talk more about essential oils. But with my nurse practitioner coming in, working with me, we have more contact. So she introduced me into that, and then I watched a video about the essential oil and how it stimulates the brain through the smelling sense. So they apparently they did a research with imaging of the areas of the brain, and they would give the subject certain essential oil scents to smell. So, and the signal from the time they smell it to the time the changes on the scan happen, it's very immediate. Like within 1 to 2 seconds, they see that certain area light up on the brain. It's amazing. So, they give different scents, light up different areas, and so they figure out why this essential oil helps this kind of illness, these symptoms, and why this essential oil helps the other symptom, because the smell that you get in light up different area of the brain. So that teaches me that I have to pay more attention to my smelling sense. Because
like I said, it's usually the last on the list, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you want to stimulate certain areas of your brain and develop, more of the positive aspect of your thinking or your feeling, you can use tools like essential oils to do that.
I notice like citrus smells, like grapefruit and stuff is more invigorating for me. And to have that smell in my house makes, even if my house isn't clean, it makes it feel more clean. And then I smell the vanilla one right now. And to me, vanilla is just calming. And so,
So I'm going to study more about essential oil and see what certain scents and certain, plant oil can do to your body, which is very, very interesting. They also, I think they also look at how the feeling sense. So we talked about the sensation through the skin, right? So we talked about the mind and the smelling sense, but our skin receives a lot of input, and it can trigger pleasant sensation or not so pleasant sensation, right? So when you get a hug from somebody, that really leads to a lot of calm and happiness and comfort to you.
If you get a hug from somebody you want to get a hug from.
Yes, yeah. But just imagine someone just, hit you on the head or kick you on the leg. I mean, if you're not aware of your reaction to that sensation, your body probably will just go into the automatic mode. That is to react back to that in a bad way, shouting or yelling or cursing or whatever.
Well, I never do that.
But if we use that awareness and concentration and knowing what is going on in that moment, then we can control that reaction. So you can stay calm and smile at that person, for example. Or say, okay, you're forgiven for triggering my pain.
That's a hard one to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for hurting me.
Yes. Thank you for training my sensation through my skin.
Oh my God, people out there are always training us then, mentally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So and tasting too. You missed the last lesson. Last week I talked about mindful eating.
Oh,
Yeah, mindful eating. But mindful eating is, we talked about how important it is.
That's hard.
It's hard, but with training, it brings a lot of benefits to you. And not only that you appreciate your food more, but mindful intuitive eating helps this following. And this is based on research, over 29 studies. So if you have mindful eating, this is a quick recap from last week, you will have weight loss, believe it or not. So your BMI goes down, and your thin idealization goes down, your self-esteem goes up, your confidence go up. It also reduces triglycerides and increases HDL.
Okay.
Yeah. And what else? You appreciate more. You are becoming more aware of your bodily cues. So when you practice mindful eating, it's going to bring a lot of benefits to you. And talking about mindful eating, it means that you are aware and aware of the act of eating from the time you reach the food. So when you reach out for the food, you know what you're getting, you know the quality of the food, is it good, bad, stale, fresh, whatever, is it going to do good for your body or bad for your body. So you are in tune. So intuitive eating is like that. So you know what you're doing. You make good choices from the time you reach out to food. And then when you put in the mouth, you don't just quickly chew 5 or 6 times and swallow. So you chew, and appreciate what you're tasting. And you chew until it's liquefied. And I think this is why it helps with weight loss, because it stimulates the center for satiety quicker when you do that. So, and it slows you down, so you don't have time to eat the whole plate, I guess.
It gives your mind time to start feeling full before
just
I'm
shoving it in.
already a slow eater.
Yeah. So the slow eater, and if you chew until it liquefies before you swallow, the nutrients are already being released there, because the digestive is being done by the saliva in your mouth, and that nutrients is going to get through the taste bud into the bloodstream and go to your brain and stimulate your brain center, and it will tell you that, oh, we are getting nutrients, and so you feel full more quickly than normal. And I think we did the exercise last week, and Lucretia shared that was what she was feeling, that only by eating a few pieces of cranberry and an apricot, she already felt full by chewing it carefully. Yeah. So, but you know, the taste buds and everything in your mouth are all important. People don't pay attention too much to the mouth and the tongue, you know, how they feel through that. But again, it has a lot of medical health benefit when you do that, when you do mindful eating.
I think it's just rushing in life. Everything is rushing.
It's
Everything
rushing,
is rushing.
yeah.
So it's like shoving food down to get to the next thing.
Yeah, yeah. And so you have to slow down. But also, you know, we talked about the sensation through the mouth. That's also the organ where we are able to speak. So then, yeah, you know, through that sense, we have to be more aware of how we use our senses in the mouth and the ears, in order to decide what we want to say also. You know, are we going to say nice things, good things, or are we going to say things that will hurt other people's feelings, that kind of thing. But, you know, it's hard. It's through practice, I think, because we all have that automatic reaction in us. And if we don't practice mindfulness, then we cannot develop that skill, let's say, the skill of being passionate in our speech or caring in our speech. And sometimes you don't mean it, but what you say can hurt other people, you know, unintentionally.
My sense of humor has done that many a times.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we find funny may not be so funny to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, so I think with that we are going to do some practice today, and I think I'm going to guide this practice just a little bit at the beginning, and I'll let you do that reflection, concentration, pain awareness to your bodily senses in silence. Okay, we'll start with a few deep breaths, and you can close your mind and make sure your position is comfortable. And let's take a few deep breaths in and out. Breathing in, you know that you are breathing in. Breathing out, you know you're breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, paying attention to your body senses, your posture, your back, your shoulders, your arms, hands, legs, and feet. you take deep breaths in and out, pay attention to your facial muscles, your neck muscles, your abdominal muscles, chest muscles. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, you know you're breathing out. In this moment, we are returning back to ourselves. We're bringing awareness to our breaths. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. This moment, we are going backward inside ourselves. We are becoming observers of ourselves, our body and its senses. As you take deep breaths in and out, and your body is totally relaxed, observe your sensations. Observe your thoughts process that is connected to the sensations. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. As you observe your sensations, see how it changes. As your chest rises up and down deeply, are you settling into a total relaxation? Are you aware of the noises that are going on around you? Do you feel the air that is flowing on your skin? Are you liking the candle scents that we have? Do you feel alive? Are you enjoying this moment? Take a few more deep breaths in and out. And we'll return to the room. When you hear the bell, you can start opening your eyes, moving your fingers and toes. That was a 20-minute sitting meditation.
Come around, my brain's like,
No, you were deep in it. Well, as we get better and better at meditation, I think you want to stay in that zone a lot longer. So someday we will do a whole 1 hour silent meditation for everyone, right? Okay, yeah. So why don't we stand up and do some stretching? After this, do you want to do some laying down meditation or walking? You're not aware of them. Okay. So you can just do whatever movement. Some walking. Okay. Yes. Just wake our body up so you can just move in faster. Yes. It's so easy to want to fall back to bed in this weather, right? Yeah. 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 Okay, let's stretch out the lower back a bit more so we do eagle pose. So put your arms out like this and then put one arm underneath the other like this. And then take a deep breath in, lean back. And then breathe out, bend down and try and go down as far as you can, like that. And take a deep breath in, going up, back up. And then breathe out, bend down again. Now do you feel the whole of your upper back and lower back stretching? And going back up, breathe in. And one more time, breathe out, going down. And breathe in, back up. And then shake out your arms and we do the other time. So, and then you put the other arm under. So if you have your right arm underneath your left arm, now it's the other way. Left arm underneath the right arm, and then do the same. Okay, breathe in, lean back. And then breathe out and bend down. Now, if you cannot stand or breathe back in, go back up. If you cannot stand, you can do this sitting down on the chair also. Breathe out, bending down. Breathe back in. And breathe out, bending down. And that's it. And then shake our arms again. And then we just move the legs a little bit. You can stretch out your arm that way. Hold it for a few seconds. And then you can stretch out that way. Hold it for a few seconds. Now this movement is very good. People do it a lot in Asia. So you do this. Move your feet up and down. You can say up with your arm out, down with your arm back. Okay, so like that. So you do a few times like that. Yeah, you see that? So you can do this exercise at your work desk when you feel, you know. Yes, but you know they say do as many of these. Some people do 1,000, I guess. but when you can feel it exercises the whole body from shoulder down to calf. Yeah, you feel your calves exercise, right? Yeah. So you feel your calves, so you get exercise from even the arms, the shoulders down to your feet. Yeah, but it's so simple. So simple, you know. And you can coordinate your breathing as well. Right? But yeah, so you don't want to do it until you pass out or something. So you have to be aware of how your body feels and then stop when you should stop. Okay. So okay. So we are going to do walking meditation, right? So we'll clean this up and put this one, yes. So, and for anyone watching online, if you don't want to walk, you can continue to do the deep breathing meditation, sitting down or laying down, or standing even. So I ring the bell, so with let's see, would you like me to ring the bell for each step or just ring the bell and let you go and walk?
Yeah, the second one.
One,
Ring the bell and let us walk.
ring the bell and then you walk, right? And then
She's doing some now.
yeah, so I'll ring the bell and we do our own walking meditation, and then remember to take deep breath in as you walk, and you can focus on your sensation as you walk as well. And then when I ring the second bell, that means that we're getting ready to return to our seat. And then the final bell, it would be to stop, right? So 3 bells, okay? Okay, so that was the walking meditation. So now we have about 10-15 minutes of sharing, and I think how was the walking meditation for you? Yeah.
Here, a little bit closer to you. So you don't have to run around.
Cozy.
It was good.
Yeah, I'll
I
go
was
with
looking at the tubes and I'm thinking like they make me think of snakes, and then I went into they look like water slides, and then I was like, water slide for snakes,
Yes.
or snakes slipped inside, and then I just saw them
We're not
going
weird.
down into the leaves.
So yeah, lots of visualization as we see. Yeah.
It was good. It was
Yeah.
nice. And then as I was walking around, I was also like looking at like designs and kind of like thinking about like the symmetrical to it, and how something could be asymmetrical but yet still symmetrical in a way. Because I was like, that lamp there, like,
And your mind was going.
oh yeah, it kept switching from all kinds of things, like, oh, look how green that tree is, and oh, it's tilted, that's kind of nice, I wonder how it grew like that.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's tilted, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
so
So
why? Is it growing to the sun? And I was like looking at the
Inside Cal's mind.
painting there and thinking about like how someone would go about drawing it. I think my favorite is the rock in the middle,
Looking
because
at that
that would
painting.
be fun, because like you could put blotches down, and then with the pencil, like on the eraser part, you just dab the eraser and it'll make it lighter.
Oh my gosh, you were just
So-
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
So are you like that all the time, or is
Yeah.
it only in this meditation
Oh,
practice?
I'm always like that.
Yeah.
That's what makes life difficult for me.
Yeah.
So
So you can see how visual stimulation can trigger your thoughts, right? Your thoughts. But were you able to use your mind to kind of consciously come up with the thoughts as you receive the stimulation through your eyes?
yeah, so I would say probably my favorite part was like looking at an object and then just kind of like analyzing it and going through the process. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. I guess like one of those would be the tile. Like that, the way they kind of pattern it doesn't really make sense to me, and I'll kind of be like, I wonder why it doesn't make sense to me, and then I'll also be like, I wonder how they came up with doing that.
I think you're kind of somewhere into that, like for the walking meditation for me. It helps me focus on one thought.
And everything just flows so much smoother, nicer. I can
Yeah.
actually think about it instead of being like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
What's going on over there? Are those squirrels dancing?
Yeah, for me, that's the same way where it's like with the walking, I don't empty my mind, but it can kind of go on one thought. And it actually feels nice just to have one thought instead of like 20 hitting you at once.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly, to take that moment to
Yeah.
process that thought instead of just
Yes.
pushing it away or too much chaos going on, you know, it just kind of centers the thought, I guess. a
I
little
guess
bit.
it helps to like allow you to like actually accept it and let them flow through instead of kind of fighting it. Because normally it's like it's more choppy, and so it doesn't make as much sense, and you don't really understand it as much. But while doing the walking meditation, as it comes, you do take the time to actually like look at it and analyze the thought.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like analyzing things.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it seems like through the meditation you are more aware of your thoughts, so you remember them more.
I think it calms down our ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely slower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they say that meditation helps ADHD, by the way.
It does.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so I think for us just to calm down, process those thoughts, I mean, that's a big thing that we
Yeah.
struggle with,
Yeah.
is processing those thoughts and not just getting torn from one area to the next.
Yeah. And it's not unusual. It happens to all of us that there were times when we have so many thoughts going on, and then in the end, what were I thinking? You know, like so many thoughts, but then you don't retain any, and then you forget what you thought.
Yeah.
You know, but with the meditation, you are so aware of your thoughts and your sensation and your, you know, reception of the external stimuli, that you can remember a lot of your thoughts reaction to those things, right? Like you described what you were thinking.
That's true, yeah.
Right? So you actually remembered what you were thinking and why and so on. So it really improves your memory a lot too when you do the...
It does.
Yeah.
And then when being ADHD, I always say it's like static, like chaos in your head, like a thousand voices or something just at once.
Yes.
And so to become centered and to feel the senses individually, and it calms the mind, it calms all that static, like it takes part of the brain and just turns it off, is the best way to put it. And it feels really good when that happens. It feels really good when that happens, because it's like, this is probably what normal people feel like.
Yes, yes. And then you know yourself more, right? You become more attuned with yourself. You know who you are more, I think, through practice. Because I think there was a story of a teacher and a student. I think a monk or a student monk, I'm not sure, but so the students went to the teacher and asked the teacher to teach him how to, look into himself and recognizing himself more. So what way? So, and then the teacher just said, "Come with me." So the teacher took the student on a walk, and it was a long walk, right? And on that walk, the teacher just kept quiet, not saying anything. So then the student said, "What's this lesson? Why he's not saying anything? And this is a long walk, and I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything." So his mind was just racing with thoughts and wondering why. And then the teacher took the student to a pond or the lake, probably the pond. And then the teacher would say, "Okay, look at the pond. What do you see?" And I think it was nighttime when there was the moonlight out. So the student looked at the lake, and the lake was very still, very still. And the light was shining down on the lake, and he said, "I see my shadow on the lake, and I see the moon on the lake, and the image of the moon on the lake." And the teacher said, "Good, okay." Now the teacher picked up a stone and threw it into the lake, and so you see the ripple of the water, and so the teacher said to the student, "Now what did you see?" So the student looked down to the surface of the lake and on the pond and said, I don't see the moon anymore, and I don't see my shadow that much anymore." So the teacher said, "This is the lesson. So to see yourself, your mind has to be still."
Wow, yeah. That's good.
Yeah, see?
That was a good one.
Yes, that was a really, really great lesson, So you can't, in order to see your true self, you have to quieten your mind down a bit and let everything be still and see things for what they are. Just see into the lake like that student saw in the surface of the lake when it was still. He saw everything, right? He saw the moon, he saw the reflection of himself, and he probably saw many things else too on that lake. But when there's ripples in that lake, he couldn't see anything. So that is similar to our mind. When there's so much going on, so much chaos, so much ripple in our mind, we can't see much through there. Yeah. Yeah.
I like the story.
Yeah.
It explains it better, I guess.
So that, just a simple, quick lesson, the student got it right away. Yeah. So, well, yeah. So.
It was good. I was struggling, not feeling good, but I was like, I know I need to go, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
Coming here just makes you forced to do it, because at home it's hard.
Yeah. Have you been practicing at home every day?
I have.
Yes.
Now, I don't know about every day, I'm not gonna lie. But yes, I have been practicing at home. It's not as structured as here though, so here's just a little bit better with that. But I will go outside because it's been nice lately, and just kind of sit out there and enjoy the sounds of the leaves, of the animals, and just kind of, like little chipmunks and stuff through the leaves, and kind of breathe and just kind of take that moment. So I have done that. And I've tried doing that at work too, the whole removing yourself, and work's been going really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So
how's your pain?
Well, that's a whole other thing because of insurance changes and medications and stuff. That's a whole other conversation. But overall, it could be worse. It could be way worse. So.
Yeah, meditation helps your health for sure. But it comes down to the mind, though. I mean, when I talk to a lot of my patients, it's very hard for them to get boiled down to the practice because their mind is not ready. The mind has to be ready. When the mind is ready, it will direct the body to do whatever, So.
Well, it's much easier. I can say for myself, it's much easier for me than to meditate.
Oh yes, yeah.
Because it takes 2 seconds to take a pill.
Yes.
But the side effects
of
meditation is much better than the pill.
Yes.
I kind of am trying to figure that out and balance that out now.
I think when you have a strong mindset, it helps. It starts with a strong mindset. Everything starts with the mind.
Everything, yeah.
So
and how
the
you
power,
interpret it.
the power of the mind.
Yes.
Yeah, Sean is not here, but I'm telling his story to everybody because he's actually here. Last week, I said to everyone that he is now off all meds, including narcotics. So
that is awesome.
But when you see him practice, you see how focused he is at breathing. All of us will hear that, how he feels. But he's so focused.
He is,
yes. Yeah.
It's working,
It's working. I mean, it's. You would say it's a miracle healing. It's a miracle healing because his prognosis was the worst of all of my patients. And now he reversed everything. But it's the mind because he was so focused on his breathing technique. When you do that breathing technique, don't forget that it does stimulate your vagus nerve. And then that vagus nerve stimulates the internal organ to do whatever it should do. So
amazing, like the body, the human body is just amazing.
It is,
and what they're discovering still
is
just amazing.
Yes.
So, but it took a lot of hard work on his part, though.
Yeah, it is.
To get there.
Yeah.
He does a lot.
He does a lot, and he does more now that he's in retirement.
Yes. Getting sleep definitely helps. I would say being away from people helps, but I don't think that's the lesson.
Yeah. No, actually, he he's going out more now.
Oh yeah,
He's-
that's
he's-
good.
He has time to spend with his good friends. So good too.
It will look back again. A
Well,
chance.
well, thank you for coming and practice with
Thank
me
you for
today.
doing that, Yeah.
Hopefully next week we have Jasmara and Judy back. Krisha will be away for 2 weeks. So. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the weekend and take a walk in this beautiful color around you. And I'll say bye to the people who are watching online too. Wishing, if anyone is watching, wishing everyone a beautiful weekend.